Hey guys, so before we get into this video, I just gotta let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Boruto Amino. You can get access to Boruto Amino in the Amino app. I will have the link in the description below. You just go to the app and look up Boruto Amino in the Amino categories, and bam, you'll be able to join. There's tons of stuff to do on this app. Obviously, you know, I've talked about the different anime Amino apps in the past, you know, Dragon Ball Amino, Anime Amino, etc. With this one in particular, for starters, the community is seemingly pretty active. There's also many different things you can do similar to the other apps. If you want to create polls or discussions, or you want to join in on discussions, there's announcements, events, there's so many different things that they do on that app. And honestly, I just love that these type of apps, and you know, of course, I wouldn't promote it if it wasn't relative to, you know, the content, but in particular these type of apps, since they're tailored, if you want to just specifically talk about this series, Boruto, or even, you know, the Narutoverse as a whole, you can do that and be uninterrupted by, like, you know, other side anime, or just in general. If you love Boruto, this is the place for you. So once again, Boruto Amino, link in the description below. And now let's jump into the video. Boruto chapter 19. I gotta say, are we gonna do this every time we see Sarada on a cover and complain and scream? Because all I keep seeing once again with this chapter, about the chapter, like the most information I could get without actually reading it just from fans was, oh, Sarada's a slut. Why are they making Sarada a slut in the manga? Really? I think we've been over this. They're doing it. They're over-sexualizing her for whatever reason. It's happening. It's done. The manga's doing it. The anime ain't really doing it like that. Move on. Stop with the same, like, yo, I get it, the high heels is inefficient in Shinobi battle, but it is what it is. That's Sarada. She's over-sexualized. I'm not looking at her in that way. I'm looking at her in a way of like, yo, she's cool as shit. She got Sharingan. She's a new Uchiha. That's what I'm looking at her as. Just do the same and keep it pushing, as nasty as it is, because I don't like the over-sexualization of, like, you know, Sarada was what, 11 or 12, like, come on, cut the shit. I will say that, cut the shit, but let's carry on, which I was right. I was right, and this is why you need to follow ForneverWorld, though. When everybody said I was crazy, I said we were entering a territory where robot shinobis, motherfucker said, you a clown, bro, get out of here, you a clown. I said it. I called it. What are we looking at? Now, all of Kara might not be robots. Some of Kara might be robots, but we got to find the person behind programming these robots. If majority of Kara are robots, and we've seen those little scrap ones that Konohamaru fought, then you gotta look at it like, okay, which, by the way, if those scrap ones were able to damage Konohamaru's friend and kind of get him to flee, I'm wondering what the real members of Kara are like, or is just Konohamaru weak? But it's crazy that we're actually going in the direction that I called the moment I saw the box and started seeing the legs and everything. Like, yeah, we're entering a territory of robot shinobi. I do think they're pulling it off in a cooler way, because it's not like robots are corny. I love the Zeta Project. Anybody ever seen the Zeta Project? That shit was dope. So they could pull it off, and the character designs for Kara look cool. The character designs for the little shitty robots that Konohamaru beat up were okay. So I'm not mad at it as of right now. It does sound weird as shit, like robot ninja. What? Like, that sounds like some corny shit, but they're actually pulling it off so far in an interesting way. So there's that for that. So I was right. It is robot shinobi shit, you know, robot ninjas, but it's not in a corny way so far. I guess backtracking a little bit, the professor or the scientist, that dude, anyway, first of all, he looks like an older version. This is Ida from My Hero Academia. That's what he is. He's Ida from My Hero Academia. He gave up trying to be a hero years ago and made a tech company and went to the Boruto world. That's all that happened. He moved over, you know. But we have more of that professor, which I'm starting to say, like, whose favorite character is this? That they keep implementing him into everything about this arc. I get it. It's science. I get it. He's one of the big founders or whatever. I'm kind of tired of him. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of tired of this professor guy with his inventions. Okay, you know, hey, Shinobi, Star Wars, yay! Like, I'm tired of him. Stop it already. I don't want to see this dude anymore. Like, with his outfit trying to look like Ida. Like, bro, you are crusty as hell. I mean, I guess he was putting in work. I will give him credit. And 19, he was actually taking out some of the robots. It looked like he was creating the truth spheres. I think that's what they call the truth spheres that Naruto had around him. The Sage of Six Paths shit. It looked like he was creating those with his hands, and then he was absorbing the jutsu that was being thrown at him. So interesting stuff there. It's just, he's not that major of a character or that interesting of a character. He doesn't look cool or anything like that for me to be like, oh yeah, that dude, he's just like, okay, he can kick some ass in his little outfit there. I'll give him that. And I'll say that this episode as well had some progression. It had a little bit of romance, which again, these are the key elements they're trying to implement. Sumire confessing that she likes Boruto. Sarada's still in the shy stage, so if there is going to be a Boruto X Sarada, aside from the anime kiss, it's going to happen way later, because Sarada's like, I don't know nothing about that. Sumire's like, yo, I want some of that Uzumaki Boruto cock. I don't give a fuck. That's what I caught from Sumide. I was like, damn, Sumide, what you doing? No, but we have some romance in there, which give it or take it. A lot of people, some people like it, and I think that's where they're trying to get shippers to. No, I don't want Sumide X Boruto. I want Sarada X Boruto. So maybe that's where they were going with implementing that into the chapter. But we did get again progression. We got to the site where Konohamaru had his battle with these robot shinobi. Boruto and the crew are there. They get into a fight. So we got some cool stuff there as well. Boruto using lightning. I was like, this is cool. The action, good shit. Boruto's techniques, cool. All of that. Good stuff there, honestly. Like, yeah, I may be sick of the dude, the professor guy, but it was still cool shit. Sarada throwing in, Mitsuki throwing in, like, all of them, good shit. Big mission, nice mission for their start of, like, after the Boruto Naruto the movie stuff. It's like, okay, this is what we needed. We need to take that robber shit out that we had, those 3 chapters with the butler and all that shit. Get that garbage, go straight to Kara, because, like, that shit, it was set up for it. It made it more possible and more like, oh, okay, but no, just this is where it's at right here. And diving more into it, we had, because again, they looked like they were dead, the robots or whatever, and then the professor went in there. It seems as though he might know more than he's letting on, because he's like, this box, could it be? Again, my thoughts, and I had the prediction about the robot shinobi, people laughed at me. My thoughts is that box was supposed to be housing maybe the strongest parts, or the strongest shinobi in general that was created by robot technology, to the point where he don't look like a robot at all. He might look completely human. Maybe something along the lines of that. And that's where they're trying to figure out what the hell. But there's a power in there maybe that has an incredible amount of chakra. Maybe it's chakra from the Sage of Six Paths or something that was powering some sort of robot. That's my theory on there. But again, robot shinobi. But again, this professor guy is like, they are making him way too central to all this shit. I don't care about him. The old Naruto crew don't care about him. We don't want to see him for chapter upon chapter. Like, get him out of here. He's going away like he's taking motherfuckers out. He looks like an old Edom, and just stop it. And let me stop harping on him. We like keep on attacking the professor. And then of course we got advancement to actually finding Konohamaru. For starters, Konohamaru and his dude that got wrecked. You got to think for a second. Hold up. So if these guys, which they don't look like they're mutts, they look like they're ground floor base model robots, right? They're not going to be the big baddies of it all, especially when we've seen the group Kara themselves, who are probably 10 billion times stronger than these stockpiles. If Konohamaru's dude got wrecked, and Konohamaru seemingly had to flee. I don't know if he had to flee because his dude was about to die. Maybe that was it. But because Konohamaru was probably up there in the village, right? He's one of the stronger shinobi of Konoha. If Konohamaru got wrecked by these robots, there's a problem, because, there's only so many other shinobi that are stronger than Konohamaru, and it's like, can they manage this large, you know what I'm saying? So it is interesting to see that Konohamaru potentially got wrecked. He does look a little bit injured, but his mans look like he just took an ass whipping and a half, and I feel bad for him. But, Boruto and the crew linking up, again, progression on that regard. And then, of course, the ending of the chapter, Ao, the Byakugan killer, and being a, former shinobi, he retired, whatever the case may be, him inserting, it is getting a little bit to the point where, like, are the writers behind Gurren Lagann writing this shit? Like, it's trying to push it to the point where it gets like, yo, this is beyond ridiculous. Like, what the hell is this at this point? Because now, not only do we have robot shinobis in the shinobi era with a little bit of technology, which maybe they're exaggerating some of Kishimoto's small creative inputs into the Narutoverse or whatever, but like, now we got a motherfucker with a machine gun. This reminded me, the first time I read it, because I read this chapter twice, the first time I read it, Ao's machine gun and Ao showing up like this reminded me very heavily, and maybe in a way it was done before or in spite of the creator of Rurouni Kenshin. It reminded me of Rurouni Kenshin. It was a very early in season 1, I believe, where all those people got shot up by the dude with the machine gun, and they're at a time where they still don't really have technology to combat it, so a lot of them just straight up died. It reminded me of that, seeing Ao with the machine gun there. I was like, what the fuck? So it wasn't going to take that long. I thought this was going to be a very long-standing thing where they weren't going to find out that Ao was evil. It took about 2 or 3 chapters for them to find out Ao's bad. He's there. He's trying to get the answers because he's trying to retrieve whatever was in that box, which again, I think whatever was in that box is going to be a robot human. The parts in there are so ridiculously strong, whoever has it is going to be damn near immortal. Maybe it's Sage of Six Paths chakra. Maybe it's chakra pulled out of the DNA from the first Hokage. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something very big behind that. And again, it's just like, what the hell is going on? Now, gotta ask a couple questions. For starters, what do you think about Konohamaru potentially getting messed up by these nobodies? And he's one of the top people in the village. He's a Jonin. Does that feel troublesome? Does that showcase like, yo, if Konohamaru can't do it, and Kara, like, what are we gonna do? I mean, in a way, that's a great way to build up, you know what I'm saying, these threats, so to speak, because the Akatsuki, one of the things that was so interesting about them is that they're so strong, we're barely surviving these. We're losing people fighting them. We lost Asuma against Kakazu, and he done, you know what I'm saying? So you get to that point, it's like, okay, Konohamaru got wrecked by the shit soldiers. What do you think the Kara people are going to be able to do? So good stuff there. Your thoughts on that whole situation? What do you think about this professor still going on, still being vital? What do you think he knows about what was in that box? You think he knows that that box is meant to charge up something incredible? Or what is your thoughts on the professor? Are you just tired of him? Like, I'm sick of him. Get him out of here. That's my opinion. And what do you think about Ao with the machine gun? I think that's way over the top. It reminds me of Rurouni Kenshin, which I thought was way over the top doing that shit. I cannot remember their name. It's some incredibly Japanese name. I like it though, but I can't remember what it was. But like that group that died at the hands of the dude with the machine gun, it reminds me of the same thing. Your thoughts on Ao? I mean, he doesn't feel that menacing because, again, was Ao a big deal in the war? Like, some people say, no, Ao had to be Ao. I'm talking about, like, if he went up against Madara, what was he going to do? He's going to do dick, you know what I'm saying? He's not stronger than anybody that was on that battlefield fighting against Madara, so it's not like he's this big deal. On top of that, he has a machine gun. Stop it. Cut it out. Your thoughts on that. And your overall thoughts of Boruto chapter 19. The over-sexualization of Sarada. Like, nah, we're not doing that. We're not. I don't want to talk about that no more. It's like, it's happening. It's here. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld. And as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.